back in the midst of one of the most unusual wrap parties ever given in honor of the men and women of Voyager by the Planetary Society. We've been hearing recollections of past mission managers, but the tradition of achievement kept alive here and at other NASA centers and universities across this country and around this planet also looks to the future. Carl Sagan tells us where some of those missions might go.
With Voyager 2 at Neptune, every planet in the solar system, except tiny Pluto, has now been examined by a robot explorer from Earth. We shortly will begin the second phase of planetary exploration, in-depth studies of the most interesting worlds. Magellan, now on its way to Venus, will see through the opaque clouds and map its hidden surface in unprecedented detail. In October, Galileo will be launched to Jupiter. When in orbit around the giant planet, it will make many close passes to its moons. And earlier, drop off a probe which for the first time will enter into the atmosphere of a giant planet. Awaiting approval from Congress is a trailblazing dual mission called Cassini. One spacecraft, instead of flying by a comet at 75 kilometers a second, which is all we were able to do when Halley's Comet last came by, will rendezvous with the comet, follow it around the sun, and observe its true nature. And the second spacecraft, Cassini, to be built jointly with the European Space Agency, will orbit the planet Saturn and drop a probe into the organic, rich atmosphere of its moon Triton, parachuting down to the surface to examine the hydrocarbon oceans, if they really exist. The other leading spacefaring nation, besides the United States, is the Soviet Union, with many exploratory firsts to its credit. The Soviets have announced that the exploration of Mars is to be the focus of their future missions. And in his July 20th speech, President Bush announced a similar focus for the United States.
A manned mission to Mars.
Both the Soviets and the Americans have announced eventual flights of men and women to Mars, a world of wonders. Many people have suggested, to save costs and to engage the superpowers in a great shared endeavor, that they explore Mars together. Cooperation could begin slowly to test the waters. The American Mars Observer satellite, due to be launched in 1992, is now planned to relay data from the Soviet Mars Balloon and Mars Lander mission, due to be launched in 1994. The two nations might cooperate with roving vehicles and missions to return samples of Mars back to Earth by the end of the century. And then, perhaps by the first decade of the new millennium, a joint expedition of Americans and Soviets, and Europeans and Japanese and others, to Mars, the first footfall on another planet in human history, the opening of a new age of exploration and discovery. For the near term at least, the next focus of human exploration will be the planet Mars.
And the party celebrating the successful completion of Voyager 2's mission to the outer planets continues. But it's a party of mixed emotions. As you look through this crowd, you'll see lots of smiling faces and happy talk, but you'll also find scientists off in corners by themselves, very serious expressions, reminiscing on the 12 years of the Grand Tour mission. And we'll be back with more on Voyager 2 and the Gala Party after this.